Stephanie White, her wonderful, wonderful, wonderful coach, was asked about her winning this award, this honor. What do you think Stephanie White did? Do you think Stephanie White was excited? Do you think she was happy? Do you think she was overjoyed by the fact that her star point guard, nonetheless, while injured, just was finally given a real honor by an organization like ESPN?
Caitlin Clark just lit up the court, crossed defenders into next week, and apparently bruised more than just egos. Now, WNBA fans are heated as Stephanie White, in what feels like a full-court press powered by pride, tries to flex some outdated authority. Plot twist? Clark doesn't even blink. Did Stephanie think we time-traveled back to the early 2000s? Have a seat. From questionable rotations to icy glares caught in HD, this drama is spiraling faster than a buzzer beater gone sideways. Let's unpack the chaos that has the fan base on edge.
It looked like Caitlin Clark looked like she got a little hurt towards the end there. Is there any update on her injury?
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Honestly, this coach is enough to give you a headache, and not the kind you can fix with a timeout. It's not that her name's tricky or laced with silent letters. It's just that every time it comes up, you can feel the collective eye roll. She walks around like she's the mastermind behind the game itself, like we're all lucky to be witnessing her brilliance in action. Meanwhile, the fans are sitting there wondering how someone throwing that much shade hasn't short-circuited the arena lights.
Style now, would it? I'll let you listen in on what Stephanie White had to say when she was asked about this after they got drop kicked by 21 points? I'll let you hear. You be the judge. So
let's be honest. If Caitlin Clark weren't part of the league right now, the buzz around Kelsey would still be a niche talking point somewhere between a forgotten podcast episode and a how-to video on restoring antique blenders. No shade. Kelsey's incredibly skilled. But the spark lighting up the entire league? She's hitting logo threes and shifting the culture while doing it. This surge in attention isn't about better lighting or new commentary. It's because one player walked in and made people stop mid-scroll. That kind of magnetism doesn't come from ordinary. It comes from rare.
Stephanie White is a garbage human being. I am done trying to defend this woman in any way at all. So if you are white, Stephanie White was asked about Caitlin Clark getting WNBA Player of the Year. For those who don't know, she won that award at the ESPYs, and she got WNBA Player of the Year. So Stephanie White, of course, as her coach, is going to be asked about that award. So let's listen.
And yet, here we are, watching coaches act like they're guarding the gates of some sacred basketball tradition. As if Caitlin Clark didn't just launch the WNBA into the national spotlight faster than a celebrity meltdown goes viral. The irony? While fans pack arenas in Clark jerseys and chant her name loud enough to shake the rafters, some coaches are treating her like a nuisance, a distraction. From what? Your blown 18-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Steph, I don't know if you noticed or heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards, and Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys, really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the WNBA.
There's a reason folks are lining up for overpriced popcorn and nosebleed seats that need binoculars. It's not to watch someone's complicated zone defense crumble into mid-range bricks. The crowds aren't there for off-ball screens. They're there because Caitlin Clark might casually torch an entire defense while tying her shoelaces. When she's not doing that, she's giving the league more buzz than a playoff game with free Chick-fil-A. Let's talk ticket refunds, shall we? We're heading into dangerous territory where if certain players aren't on the court, the crowd energy tanks faster than a Netflix show after season 2. Fans didn't shell out cash to watch petty coaching drama or spite benchings disguised as strategy. It's the energy of a jealous valedictorian who can't believe someone skipped grades and still aced the test. They say it's about earning your spot, but what they really mean is, how dare she skip the line we've been stuck in for years? It's less about merit, more about insecurity in coach speak. The same folks talking about team dynamics are secretly watching highlight reels and pretending not to be impressed. You can practically hear the passive-aggressive whistles through the screen.
I believe it's Stephanie, you POS. Are you kidding me with this? This is her head coach, and this is why I said, and I've said this before, y'all, the Fever went old school WNBA. You cannot trust them. They went old school with their front office. They dialed it all the way back, bringing in Kelly, bringing in Amber. Stephanie is the epitome of old school WNBA. This is a woman married to a man, goes into the WNBA, and is now with a woman. Does that not sound? I mean, I never released a video, but I did it. So for those of you that don't know, real quick, when
It's becoming painfully clear who's genuinely invested in winning and who's just threatened by rising stars. Because at some point, this stops being about nurturing talent and starts feeling like a petty personality contest, where the only thing growing is someone's bitterness. Coaches with fragile egos shouldn't be trusted near generational talent. It's like handing Picasso's masterpiece to someone armed with a paint-by-numbers kit and a grudge. The league has waited years for this moment. Viral highlights, crossover fans from college ball, sky-high visibility. It's finally here. But nope, instead of embracing it, we get a weird power play that even middle school gym teachers would call over the top. Suddenly, being the most watched, most talked about, and most imitated player in the league isn't enough. Now, it's all about whether she earned her spot, according to some arbitrary, outdated rulebook. Meanwhile, the scoreboard keeps lighting up, merchandise sales are through the roof, and attendance numbers are hitting levels unseen in decades. But sure, let's pretend none of that has anything to do with her.
Welcome to Keep the Vision, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification for your boy. Appreciate all the support we've been getting. Listen, man, this Caitlin Clark versus Stephanie White thing could turn ugly, and it could turn ugly fast, y'all. I have to be straight up with y'all. Stephanie White wants to play the polar opposite way that Caitlin Clark wants to play. The Indiana Fever got a big win yesterday, and it was a tale of two halves. The first half, the Indiana Fever played that Stephanie White style, that grinded out, ugly, puke basketball.
And here's the real twist. When those stands start looking half empty again because fans realize their favorite players benched for strategy, guess who'll be crying about ratings and media buzz? The very same folks who treated her like a headache instead of the league's biggest asset. If you're holding the league's golden ticket, maybe don't tear it up just because you don't like the scratch marks. Watching coaches try to assert control over a player who's already owned every court she's stepped on since college is something else. They act like it's just adjusting to the pros, but you can practically smell the insecurity wafting from the bench, like burnt toast in the morning. When the crowd starts chanting, "We want Caitlin," louder than the announcers, don't act surprised. This league doesn't need more preachy, my system is king sermons. It needs that spark, the kind of electric energy that is teenagers and grandparents alike tuning in and sticking around past halftime. Keep up these ego battles, and fans will start treating games like concert tours. If the star's not performing, the seats stay empty.
Content. So, we have Stephanie White addressing Caitlin Clark winning the ESPY's Women Player of the Year award. And you got to understand, Stephanie White, this is very important right here. You can shut down a lot of narratives. You can let the Indiana fan base know you do rock with Caitlin Clark, because as of right now, we don't think you do. You don't want the ball in her hands. You don't talk about her plays. You talk about everybody else except her. Hell, I've seen you talk about Paige Beckers more than Caitlin Clark, and when they played back and forth, and we the ones who won. You have a constant habit of doing this.
This isn't some high school talent show where polite applause is the highlight. This is prime time, bright lights, cameras rolling, and zero tolerance for coaching grudges disguised as discipline. Meanwhile, some folks clutch their clipboards like they're sacred relics, but the rest of us just want to watch Caitlin Clark do what she does best: dominate, entertain, and make basketball fun again. But sure, let's waste airtime debating whether she's ready, when the only thing that's truly unprepared is the coach's ego trying to handle a player too big for her playbook. Fans aren't restless because they lack patience. They're restless because they know exactly what they came to see. And if the folks running the show can't figure that out, they'll take their money somewhere else. The coach claps like she's summoning a genie whenever Kelsey touches the ball, but when Caitlin drills a logo 3 while getting fouled, she blinks like her contacts just dried out. It's like watching a middle school drama teacher cast herself as the star of the show. Stephanie wants the confetti, the flowers, the spotlight, but it keeps bouncing back to Caitlin like a heat-seeking missile, eating her alive one awkward press conference at a time.
So Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans are having a meltdown about they god Stephanie White that they wanted so bad, man. So I've been seeing the takes, man. So now they want Caitlin Clark to demand a trade, or they want the front office to pick between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White, man. I'm not gonna say I tried to tell y'all, man, but it's just like, I was trying to tell y'all, man, like, Stephanie White is not this god that y'all was making her out to be, man.
She'll bring up players from a decade ago like they just dropped 40 points last night. The past is her security blanket. And every time Caitlin's name comes up, she pivots faster than a point guard trapped in a double team. Suddenly, it's all about the team, leadership, or the veterans who paved the way. Look, nobody's asking for a Hall of Fame tribute reel. We want to know why you can't just hand flowers to the rookie who shattered viewership records and dragged this league out of the shadows by the laces of her sneakers. Caitlin Clark is a rookie putting up stats that make seasoned pros look like they're playing a charity scrimmage. But this isn't about coaching or strategy. It's ego management masquerading as mentorship. Stephanie doesn't necessarily want Caitlin to fail, but she sure doesn't want her winning too much. Not more than Kelsey. And definitely not more than Stephanie herself, who seems to believe she's the true face of this team. The irony. She's making herself the villain in a season where she could have been the hero, the co-pilot riding shotgun to greatness. And even Satu Sabali pulled out of the All-Star game. Makes you wonder why, doesn't it?
Satu Sabali has dropped out of the 2025 All-Star game, which is crazy in itself, but she has. Now, she did release a post on Instagram as well. Chloe Peterson said Satu Sabali, who is on Team Clark, says she will not be playing in the All-Star game this weekend.
Instead, she's busy trying to outshine the sun. Caitlin's game? It's electric. There's nothing ordinary about it. She's the kind of athlete who makes you pause your argument, your dinner, your entire day just to see what she's going to do next. Meanwhile, Stephanie's over here dimming the lights, drawing the curtains, hoping nobody notices the blaze. And the harder she tries to kill the hype, the more obvious it gets. Every strange rotation, every crucial moment Caitlin sits on the bench, every press conference filled with forced smiles and vague compliments. It's like watching someone try to carry water in a colander, pointless and messy. The fans aren't stupid, but it's impossible to build chemistry when you keep sidelining the very reason the team's even in the national spotlight. She's not creating a culture. She's setting a trap. A place where greatness gets punished if it threatens her shine. She's the captain rearranging deck chairs while the Titanic crashes into an iceberg made of pettiness and PR disasters.
Hi, I'm Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, and I'm a complete clown! I'm a clown! That is what I am as a head coach. I am a clown. I am ruining Caitlin Clark. I have no idea what I'm doing as a coach. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been sent here on a mission to ruin Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And I think I'm doing a masterful job because I suck. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I actually have no idea how I got this job in the first place.
Imagine watching a generational talent reshape the game right before your eyes, and deciding to talk about someone who averaged 7 points a game back in 2009 instead. That's exactly what this feels like. Like trying to turn a Beyoncé concert into a lecture about Motown. Sure, the past matters, but don't get so caught up in it that you miss the future slam dunking right in front of you. Every time she downplays Caitlin's impact, she's revealing more about herself than the rookie. This isn't about humility or development, it's about control. It's about refusing to admit that the team's center of gravity has shifted, and it's no longer orbiting the coach. It's orbiting a rookie who showed up, lit a fire, and accidentally exposed just how small some egos really are. And instead of riding that wave to new heights, she's standing in front of it with a megaphone, trying to remind everyone who's boss. But here's the thing, no one's listening. They're too busy watching Caitlyn do what hasn't been seen in years, and do it with a confidence that makes your favorite motivational speaker sound like static on the line.
Try to glaze her, but this is the Woman Player of the Year award, and you're the coach. You went out of your way to come to coach her. So I'm expecting you to really turn up right here and really congratulate Caitlyn Clark for going through all that adversity, now the injuries, her getting fouled on a nightly basis, all kinds of things. If you just say all of this, some of the heat will be off you, because it looks to me like you're an agent. It looks to me like you're an agent. You're damn sure about that.
You'd think having a player like that would make a coach's job easier. But not when the coach is too busy chasing headlines. Not when every Caitlyn Clark highlight feels like competition. Every sold-out arena feels like a slight. Every jersey sold feels like a threat. She's not building a legacy. She's gatekeeping one. And the fans? They're running out of patience. They came for brilliance. For clutch shots, deep threes, and jaw-dropping assists. They didn't come for a grudge match between coach and player, played out through strange substitutions and passive-aggressive interviews. And the real iceberg here? It's not Caitlyn. It's that swelling ego hovering over every decision like a thundercloud. You can't hide it anymore. The body language, the interviews, the refusal to hype the player carrying the franchise into the spotlight. It's all adding up. Meanwhile, as she tries to write her own legacy, the fans are already writing hers. Spoiler, it's not pretty.
Okay, I'm not saying this out of disrespect, okay? I'm not saying this out of disrespect, but I gotta say it. And I know I'm not the only guy that feels this way. Man, Stephanie White's kind of bad, bro. Look. I seen her on the press conference the other day. I'm like, she kind of bad. She's kind of bad, but
This story won't be about the coach who expertly managed egos. It'll be about the coach who couldn't manage her own. The one who mishandled a once-in-a-generation talent, a player with charisma, skill, and the entire country's eyes on her. Instead of celebrating that gift, she tried to dim it. And in doing so, she turned what could have been a historic season into a reality show with bad editing and even worse ratings. So go ahead. Keep applauding every layup like it's a miracle. Keep pretending the rookie breaking records is just a minor detail. Keep trying to gaslight the fan base into believing this is all part of some master plan. But the truth is out there. The vibe is off, and the fans are paying closer attention than ever. Not because of you, not because of nostalgia, but because one player walked into the league and reminded everyone why they fell in love with basketball. And if that makes you uncomfortable, maybe coaching isn't the problem. Maybe it's just you.